Hello everybody, welcome back to WhizDum Wednesday. It's a weekly podcast where I basically talk about things in life you may not understand or things within yourself that hopefully can bring a new perspective to you and to make you a whiz out of making wise decisions and to steam them up to make them even better. Hello everybody, welcome back to WhizDum Wednesday. It's been a little while, I do apologize for not having one up last week, so I will explain why right now. So basically is that I was very unprepared to upload on WhizDum Wednesday last week, and that was because I needed to help my church with some Christmas event stuff, so I do apologize for not having one that week, but I have one this week, so it's pretty cool, so I'm pretty happy about that. But I've been helping my church with Christmas, and it's going to be like that for the next week, because we have a Christmas event coming up, and I want to make sure theirs is going really good on my side for the stuff I'm helping them with, and I really want to have that finished for them. So my apologies for not having one up. Plus, I also didn't know what to talk about, but now I know what to talk about, so maybe we needed that break to know what to talk about, I guess. But I will say that I was ill-prepared, and so I do apologize in that aspect. I had something come up recently, so now I'm actually recording this on a Monday, rather than actually getting it done on, let's say Tuesdays, for example. I just want to make sure it's done, so I've already got my summary written down, everything. We're pretty much good to go. Anyway, I also want to re-mention that there's limited time Christmas merch, so if you like this majestic cross you see here, that's in as a steampunk cross with those majestic blowing up those majestic glowing blue lights, all right, with the jingle bells singing on the side, you can get that majestic merch at merch.streamelements.com/SirDerpyCreeper. That would be really cool if you could check it out. It's only going to be there till mid-January, so if you want the mug, please check it out. It's a really nice mug. I, for one, really enjoy the mug, and I have it right now, so I'm going to drink from it. Alright, so that was just a little energy for you. I accidentally almost breathed the water rather than drink it, so my apologies. But if you want to check that out, please check that out. That would be really cool. I think I have some Christmas merch on there too if you're wanting to buy some Sir Jolly Creeper content, stuff like that. If you're wanting to get that, please check it out. It'd be really cool. Again, that's merch.streamelements.com/SirDerpyCreeper. If you missed 2 weeks ago on the first WhizDum Wednesday for the Christmas styled one, I covered the subject of want. It's more of what you should want for Christmas, but maybe not just even for Christmas, but in life in general. And most of the time we have what we want come around on Christmas, and I think that's a thing we should talk about. It's to know the difference between what you should want and what you need to want. It's not about, the difference between wants and needs. I already know that. Everybody knows the difference between want and the need, but a lot of people don't know what they should be wanting in their life, and that's the thing. So it's like you can want a lot of stuff, and you know what you need, but here's the thing: you might need to know what you want. So I cover that subject in the last WhizDum Wednesday, so I hope you can check that out. It's a very good one. I personally agree with it. You know, it's a thing that really, we need to know this about Christmas. You know, we need to change a lot of our mindsets about these things. It's not about gifts, it's about things that last. Sometimes gifts are temporary, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with doing it. It's the thought that counts. It's mainly focusing on the thought and what you need to value in your life. So I really would like it if you look at it. If you don't, well, that's okay. Listen, it's a majestic thing. I think it's good for, especially since Christmas is around the corner. Don't freak out over your gifts, all right? So anyway, let's get into the subject. So yes, Christmas is getting closer and closer. Next week in 2 days, Christmas is here. All right. Are you done shopping? Because let me tell you something, I'm not. But I mean, I plan to, I guess, you know, it just depends, you know. But like I mentioned, though, it's not about the gifts. All right. And that's what I kind of want to talk about, too, is like a better version of what Christmas should be. And I might talk about this in the next WhizDum Wednesday. It really depends. I can't guarantee you this next WhizDum Wednesday is going to be here or not. I'm going to make one anyway about what it should be about, different things of the sort. But right now, I kind of want to talk about unity. We need to come together for Christmas. I was going to hold this one off until next week, but I feel like it would be a better time for now, because here's the thing is that when I talk about the subject, I feel like this is, if I do it now, for anyone who realizes what they need to do, they have more of a week or a time to kind of do what they need to do. If I waited till next week, you'd have 2 days. All right, and I don't want to do that to y'all. So I want to just kind of talk about we. And you're like, well, we. And I had my little brother talking to me about this. He's like, we. Wait, I thought you meant the game system. And I'm like, no, we're not going to talk about we. All right, it's more of the fact of we need to come together for Christmas. Now, I mean, I'm not talking about me coming to your family, all right? But if you want me to, I mean, I guess I can try. But I mean, in general, we need to come together. We need to really be together in a way. You know, I get it. This year's been rocky. All right, it's been real rocky, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But the main thing is that I want you to know is that being together with the people you love is important. It really is. You cannot change that. There's something about that kind of energy that gets into your heart that's like you need to be around these kinds of people. And being away from that, it's hard. It's heartbreaking. And it could be maybe you're in a good position as it is, all right? But maybe you need to bring somebody into that loved environment. Maybe you need to bring somebody in. That's also important. That's heavily important. And those are what I'm going to be talking about today, with a few extra topics into it as well. But those are the main two I want to talk about. The first topic is being with your family. Family can be a lot of different things as well. So, like, you know, maybe you had a bad family growing up, all right? Well, then your family could be your friends, your church family, for example. People who you truly care about and are together with, you know. Those are the kinds of people I think you should spend Christmas with. It's important. Believe it or not, every year I spend my Christmas with two families. All right, it's a little hectic. I ain't gonna lie. All right, I gotta sit there. I gotta spend time with one family. Then later in the day, I gotta go spend it with the other. I mean, it's a kind of a little hectic. All right, and for some cases, it could be more than one for most people. And I will say, it's like that. That's a good thing. You need to spend some time with your family in person. And I know it's hard. All right, I get it. Sometimes you got some family members there that are really going to wring your heart. They're like, man, I don't want this person around me. I don't want to be there. I don't want to go there. All right. I don't want to be there. And I understand that. But, you know, they are your family. And you might have to bite your tongue sometimes. Listen, I know how it is. All right. Listen, I saw those Thanksgiving clapbacks. It's crazy. All right. Listen, some people just are mean. All right. Don't go there for those mean people, obviously. Go there for the people who care and want to see you, you know, who actually enjoy seeing you. Don't let these other people who, oh, this person's going to talk bad about me, they're going to make fun of me or something. Don't go there for that person, all right? Obviously, nobody wants to go there for that person, you know what I mean? But go there for the people who want to see you. I mean, I guarantee you, there's someone in your family who loves to see you. Spend time with that person. Spend time with the people who want to see you. Those are the main people that you want to spend your time with on Christmas because they are important to you. They want the best for you for the most part. If they enjoy seeing you, I can almost guarantee you they want the best for you. If they enjoy seeing you for bad reasons, then don't come and see them. All right? I mean, well, I would recommend you should out of a good heart, but it depends on what your situation is, obviously. Spend some time with your family. Seriously, you need to, especially during Christmas. I get it, all right? Maybe you're away, maybe you're somewhere else. I get it. It's harder, all right? But always try your best to spend time with other people. Every year I spend Christmas with my family. You know, we open presents, all that, and honestly, it's a thing that's really cool. You know, it's a thing that I think, honestly, it's a good way of getting us all together. Because usually it's only us together during event stuff for the most part. And then we kind of just spread off a bit. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that feeling stays with a lot of people, for example, that unity of getting together. And recently, within the week, I've just had this feeling of, man, I feel like a person in a group. You know what I mean? Like, I've just been having happiness happen after happiness. And you know what happened? Why I've got this happiness? And to me, I posted on Twitter. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was in tears because it was something to me that, like, last week was just a week of just happiness for me. I have never felt that. I guess it's because I haven't really hung out with a lot of people But I'll tell you, some of my friends came over to hang out with me. I went to Memphis with one of my homies from high school and his wife, and they're awesome people. I like literally, I just never felt like this feeling of happiness. And then my church group, we all ate together and stuff like that. And to me, that's just a big unity. And I was surrounded by people who were awesome and had caring hearts and loving hearts. And that kind of stuff wakes you up. I mean, here's the thing, all right? It's different when you're away from people. When you're away from people for so long, your heart starts to hurt a lot. And I'm serious, all right? You can't deny this. I've talked with people before. They will sit there and deny this. Oh, it's not me. I'm being cautious of my family. But we'll bring up COVID. COVID is an excuse. It is. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's not bad. I'm saying that it's an excuse if you don't want to see your family due to COVID. If you don't have COVID, it's not a viable excuse in my opinion. I don't mean that as rude. I'm just stepping on your toes. Yes, you're probably going to be angry with me for that. But it's an excuse. You should not use COVID as an excuse to not go see your family. If your family's being responsible, if your family's not going to give you COVID, all right, or if you're not going to get hurt from COVID, go see your family. Because the more and more you're away, the less time you have the chance to spend with them. Who's to say that when you go over there, they don't have COVID, but in the future, they end up passing away? You lost your chance to spend time with that person because you used COVID as an excuse. Maybe you haven't seen your family in a long, long time. Maybe now that COVID rolled around the corner, I can't go because of COVID now. When in reality, you may be just using that as an excuse. If you're not using it as an excuse, then please hear what I'm saying here is go visit them. Now, I understand airplane, that may be a little sketch, all right? But listen, the way I like to believe about God and life is that it gets provided. It does. For a lot of the things it gets provided. In my life, for an example, it gets provided. My car broke down, all right? My car doesn't work, all right? It doesn't work at all, all right? It's the car I usually drive. My parents let me drive it all the time, and it doesn't work now. Once we've paid, it was funny. Once we paid it fully off, it doesn't work. And yet people were still willing to carpool me to places I needed to go. It was provided. What I'm saying is don't use these small things as an excuse not to see your family. Don't. COVID may look big, but let me tell you something. If you're being responsible, it's not that big at all. Why waste your second? Why waste your time when you could probably spend that needed moment with your family or for yourself to have your hearts feel so much better? When you have a family member not show up to Christmas, it hurts, all right, especially if you love them or if they were your son, for example, son, daughter, someone that you're related to, heavily love, you know what I mean? It hurts when they're not there. Imagine if that was the last time you got to see them, the last time you'll ever get to see who they are. Like, you never get that closure, you know what I mean? And that will rip your heart apart, not getting a closure. In my life, I got a closure. I know how it feels to get two good closures, one on the side of before passing, one on the side of we may not talk again, but let me tell you, I'm supporting you from the background. Two main closures in my life that have really helped me go through life. If I didn't have those closures in my life, they'd be mowing me down, anchoring me down. Now, I'm not saying that you should be anchored down by the fact that you didn't get a closure, but you should use those feelings to make sure you don't get that situation where you feel like you can't get a closure. My opinion on this for your family, for your friends, for the people you need to bring into your family. And I'm going to bring this back up because I did go a little bit off into a small tangent, but I need to bring this section up too. And that's bringing somebody into your Christmas. You may know somebody who doesn't have a family to live with, maybe homeless, all right? And I know that sounds weird. You're probably like, oh, I don't want to catch COVID. But here's the thing is that, like, if they don't have COVID, bring them in. Obviously, don't make sure your heart's good about it and you're not, like, getting everybody random to come in. But have a good heart about something. If you know someone struggling Christmas and doesn't have anywhere to go, invite them over to your Christmas. Welcome them in, because here's the thing is that, like, it's a different feeling when someone invites you over for something you can't have because of some complications. You know what I mean? And it'll really wring your heart in a good way. I mean, literally, if I was home alone, if I was homeless, for example, or if I didn't have a place to go, and someone invited me to their Christmas, I'd be crying. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. They give you the free food, all this stuff. It's like, I'd be in tears. Because that's such a beautiful thing. Bringing in this togetherness kind of the deal, you know? Inviting someone you don't really know to eat. I love there's a Thanksgiving thing that goes around every year now. I think it happened 2 years ago, where a guy randomly texted his wrong grandma, and it wasn't his grandma at all, but that lady invited him over for a Thanksgiving meal. That kind of thing really opens your heart, and I'm talking like it lifts a lot of bad things off of your heart. We need to do things like that. We need to sit there and we need to be like, let's get together. Right now, I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of things keep piling off top and top to where you can't get together. You can't do this. You can't do that. But in reality, I think you should. Back to the situation of COVID-19. Now, I know this is a dicey subject. People don't want to hear it. But here's the thing. Is COVID's real and it's the deal right now. Just because it's real and it's the deal doesn't mean America's not hyping it up too much. As in, it looks way worse than it actually is, but it's still bad in a way. I understand. It's contagious, yes. So, I mean, if you're sick, I recommend, not going over there if you feel like you're going to spread something, but still try to spend that time with Christmas. Whether it has to be a Skype call, if y'all even use Skype anymore, a Discord call, something like that. Just a video call, FaceTime it. I don't know. Do something to at least make you feel you're there. Because your heart's important. The more and more you stay away from it, the more and more you're going to feel pain. A beautiful thing my pastor said last Sunday. He said, a lot of the times when the wrong decisions keep happening, they don't stop until I make the right decision. And you probably need to make the right decision, whether it's welcoming somebody into your family, whether it's ignoring the fact that, COVID might be a thing, and go spending time with your family. Because here's the thing, I'm going to be honest with you, my family was rebellious with this, and honestly, we don't have COVID. Thanksgiving, more than 9 of us got together, and we ate together. And it was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful thing. We welcomed in our uncle. He doesn't eat around with us a whole lot, and I thought it was a beautiful thing. I loved having time to spend with him there. It was a great time. And then you've got regulations that say, hey, only 5 people or something like that. Like, what? It's like, that's not the case, all right? You should be responsible to not spread these things to your own family, but still. And I'm not saying COVID won't happen if you're in a big group of people spending time with them. Don't get me wrong, it's possible. But what I'm saying is you shouldn't let that stop you from getting something you might need, because you may never get that chance again, is what I'm saying. You should also not have to deal with that kind of feeling away from your family just because of a disease that can be prevented with, care and caution. My question to you and my proposal to you is kind of this, my proposition. I don't know what the magic word is for this, but I would rather go spend time with my family and catch COVID rather than never spending time with my family and always being in the fear that I'm going to catch a disease and miss out the chance to spend time with my family ever again. That kind of stuff rips someone's heart apart. And the longer and longer you stay away from your family, the longer and longer your heart's going to hurt. It's going to constantly hurt and peck at you. It's going to constantly keep eating you and eating you and eating you until you're gone. And I can guarantee you, here's the thing. You may, the thing my pastor said in this beautiful story that I absolutely love is this. He said, in the story, he said that this girl left her family for so long, and she did so many things she never thought she'd do, and she became homeless, and did something that really destroyed her morality. And her father welcomed her back with open arms, and it was beautiful. No matter what she did, he was welcoming to give you back. He's welcoming you back into the house. All right, your family will welcome you back into your house. They're your family. They care about you. Why in the world would you sit there and keep lying to yourself saying they don't care about me? Maybe your family is in a different place, though. It doesn't have to be your birth family. It can be somebody else. If they raised you, I can almost guarantee you they will take you back no matter what, because they love you. God loves you. God's the same way, believe it or not. Especially, God's one that guarantees that kind of life, in my opinion, where no matter how far you've gone or what you've done, he's always inviting you back, saying, I will still welcome you back no matter how dirty, how ugly you feel, how horrible you feel. I will always take you back and wash you. I will always take care of you. That's the kind of love that I care about. That's the kind of love we need in life. That's the kind of love we need to share on Christmas when we're all together and to be together. That's the kind of thing we need in life. And a lot of people don't get this. And a lot of people sit there and keep making these constant excuses, and blocking their hearts from what they need to move into. And it hurts. It hurts seeing people keep just running in circles. Another thing my pastor said was such a beautiful thing. A lot of the times we see ourselves and we're too scared to face something, so we'll look the other way. When in reality, we may have to make this right decision to become a better person in life. But having your heart being filled and feel loved again, that's the kind of heart you need. That's the kind of situation in life you need to be put into. It's a thing that you need to have in life, to spread that to somebody else, to really just welcome them in. Because you could very well save somebody as well. Help save somebody. Help them become a better person. Help them realize, man, this is what love actually is. Your heart will become fulfilled. It's a crazy feeling. When I heard that story, I bawled. I ain't gonna lie. Tears kept running out the back of my eyes, and I'm gonna be real. Like, it shakes. It's like when you get these goosebump shakes of, man, that's real. That's what I felt. I don't really know who needs to hear this, but you really need to go see your family. The family you keep pushing away because you feel that like you can't do anything about it, when in reality you can. You need to. To me, love isn't the same from a distance, and it never is. And it never will be from a distance. That's why it's so important to spend Christmas with people who love you and will give you this loving environment. It's so important. A lot of the times when we get older, we think we're so independent, we know what's best for ourselves, but sometimes we don't. And we're running around in a goose chase until we're proven wrong so hard we're at rock bottom. We need to be together for Christmas. All of us, especially with COVID-19, all right? With this year as being as cruddy as it is for a bunch of people, Christmas should mean so much more this year than any other year that I've had. Being alive, I'll say, for example. This year's Christmas is important. Are you going to spend it with your family? The people who need it? I feel like that's all I'm going to say on this WhizDum Wednesday. No recap. Because I don't know how you could recap something like that, I have spilled my heart out, and I feel like, you need this. I feel you need to go see your family. Maybe you need to go back to God. Maybe you ran so far from God and you don't even want to go back because you feel that you're right when you're wrong. Go talk to Him. Go talk to the family that you have a problem with or that really misses you. Talk to them. Make some plans. Get together. Because if you're gone for so long, it hurts you. It hurts you so much. Like I said, loving from a distance isn't the same as being there in person. Pick up the phone. Talk. Make some plans. Do something. Seriously. This doesn't even have to apply to Christmas. Maybe you can listen to this down during spring or something like that. And you're like, man, I really need to see some of my family members. As I mentioned, your heart needs something like this, and I'm dead serious. You need something like this. Being surrounded by people and just feeling there is important, because if you're isolated for so long, listen, COVID-19 and all the stuff of 2020 has really just showed how people could be so isolated in the year, so isolated and alone, and they don't feel the that kind of togetherness that they need to feel because they're lonely. We should have new insight on this now. New insight to become a better person, a better thing, to spread it to other people who are in dire need of having people around them. Nothing beats having someone around you, especially a group of people like your family or your friends, people who truly care about you, kind of the deal, who will lift you up, who will be like who will welcome you in with open arms no matter how far you've gone. You need that kind of environment for yourself. The more and more you stay away from it, the harder it's going to break your heart. So make those plans. Do what you can. Listen, here's the thing. You shouldn't let a fear stop you from doing something, all right? Because the more and more you let fear control you, guess what's going to happen? The more and more you're going to have that away from yourself. I'm not saying to not be smart and be cautious, because you should still be cautious, but you still need that togetherness. And that's the thing we need for Christmas, is to be together. We need to be together for Christmas. I hope you all enjoyed that. And I mean everything in my heart with that. So I'm going to end this quick. But if you want to check me out on any social media, it's Sir Derpy Creeper. It's on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, and SoundCloud. Go check them out. It's WhizDum Wednesday. YouTube's where I post all my videos, and Twitch is where I talk live with them. We'll talk live with other people who may need to hear it, who may not need to hear it. I pray, and I hope you all have a great Christmas this year. Whether I make another WhizDum Wednesday next week or not, I really, really hope you have a good Christmas this year. Don't spend it alone. Spend it with people who care about you. Whether if it's one family or more families, it doesn't matter. Spend it with the people who care about you. Don't be alone. Don't be scared. Don't live in fear just because fear wants to control you. Being gone for so long hurts people. Come back. That's what my pastor said. Come back home. Until next WhizDum Wednesday, I hope you have a great rest of the week. And I pray you have a great Christmas. See ya.